Hi, I'm Scott.
And I'm Michelle, and we are the owners of the Main Street Mouse.
This is the Main Street Mouse Weekly Podcast, show number 199 for September 8th, 2025.
For your safety, remain seated with the doors closed, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside while the tram is moving. And supervise your children.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.
'Cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Soar into tower. We are ready for takeoff.
Dead men tell no tale.
I know not who you are, nor how I came to find you. But may I just say,
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
Hello out there in the TMSM radio audience.
What?
I don't know. I was making up something.
All right. Well, we're tired today.
So
Happy
we're
Monday.
happy.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we didn't really go to bed till 3 in the morning. We'll talk more about that later. But yeah, we are tired, but pretty grateful.
Yes.
We had a really great weekend. We have so much to share with you. So grab a snack, get comfy.
Do we need to pause for them to get a snack? Or they can pause it and come back to us.
Yeah, you can pause it. It's okay. Just don't miss anything.
We just don't want you to get hungry in the middle of it.
Right. You know, you know how
Plus,
it
who
is.
doesn't love snacks?
I love a good snack, and I know you are the biggest, snackiest snacker around.
I love snacks.
He has to have snacks in the house.
Dude, that's why my name starts with S, and so do snacks.
Oh my god, you're obnoxious today.
I really am. Anyway, let's go over what we did last week. Early in the week, we were just kind of getting ready because we had the Michigan Besties coming into town, Paula and Michele, who arrived on Thursday. We
Yes.
picked them up, so we were getting the house ready and clean for everything for them to come here and get the room set up so they'd have a place to sleep while they were here.
Yeah, you guys out there know what it's like when you're going to have house guests and you like work your butt off to clean, and then, you know, before you know it, you can't really tell you cleaned because it's lived in.
Yes, and we decorated for Halloween in our house.
Oh my goodness, Halloween everywhere, and it's and lights everywhere, which I love. It's like Scott like put Christmas lights up like how I like them, but orange and purple.
And green, yeah.
Yeah.
They're above our cabinets in the kitchen, and then I have like different Halloween plushes and buckets and stuff like that we had above the cabinets as well.
Yeah, we got the Sanderson sisters over one, and then there's Jack and Sally and Oogie, and then there's Mickey Pumpkins on the other side, and Binks. Yeah, so it's really, really cute. But anyway, yeah, it has been it's weird. Okay, so it's been so busy, but time went by so fast. I mean, I feel like we just picked up the girls, and you know how it is, like when you plan for something for so long. And then there it is, and everything's happening, and then in a blink, it's done, and it's kind of a little sad.
And you always go through your head, you're like, I hope I have enough stuff to keep us busy. And then you're
Oh my
so busy, it's over. And it's like, wow, I'm glad I didn't plan anything else because honestly, we couldn't have added any more to our schedule. It was so full while they were here.
Yeah, and it's weird because it was a full schedule, but it wasn't a full, like, stressful schedule.
Right. It wasn't like deadline, like, hey,
No,
we gotta
no,
do
no,
this, we gotta do this by this time. And they just left today being Monday, so they were here from Thursday till today.
Yeah, actually, I believe their flight just took off. It was delayed because of lightning, but yeah, as we speak right now, they are taking off back to Michigan, and my heart is sad because I miss them already. But and part of that is because you know, we text and we talk all the time, but having them here to actually go places
Right.
is a big thing, and being out and about with them. Because usually, you know, truth be told, it's us a lot of the time
Right.
down here. But yeah, it was really cool to have them and have extra people to do stuff with.
Right. Yeah, so they were here. We picked them up from the airport on Thursday, and we headed straight to Stadium Club
Yes.
at the Caribe Royale.
Caribe Royale, you guys have heard us talk about the Caribe Royale many times because it's one of our favorite spots. It's right off of World Drive. It's not far from any of the fun at Disney whatsoever. It's literally right outside of Disney, isn't
Right
it?
outside. It's literally down the street from where, what was that shopping area that was right outside Disney Springs? It's like literally just down the street from there, actually, at Crossroads.
Yeah, like where the crossroads
That
used
road.
to be.
Yeah, is that Vineland, I believe? If you take Vineland down to World Drive, and that's kind of where the Carib Royale is.
It's very big. You can't miss it.
It's huge. And it's very nice.
It is so nice. So they had invited us to go to their Super Bowl. Oh my God, football kickoff party, and we went last year, and it was a really really great time. And so we had asked, I said I wasn't sure if we could come. We have friends coming to town, and the PR people over there, they're like, bring them.
Mm-hmm.
So we did.
We did.
And it's so funny because, like, I enjoy letting people people in our world up north, like having them see what our world is like down here.
Mm-hmm.
And they were so excited to go to a media event.
Oh, they loved it.
Oh my gosh. And so if you watch it on socials, we talked about it last year, but this event, like, yes, the Stadium Club is the sports bar, but out in like the atrium in front of the sports bar, they have all the sponsors out there.
Correct.
And little
food
and sponsors and freebies, like free t-shirts, free hats, free bags, and it's like the girls couldn't believe it because they walk up to the table and they're like, how much is that? They're like, it's free. And then they turn around and look at me. They're like, it's free. Like, I know they're sponsors of the event. Promotional stuff. But it was, for me, it was a joy to watch them.
Yeah, they
have a good time.
Anything like that to that degree. And this was more, it was a media event, but it was also a fun event for us to even be at. They let us enjoy ourselves at this event.
Oh yeah, this was kind of one of those things, like, come out, have a good time, don't pressure yourself. Right. We just tagged in the stories, but to see the girls running all over the place, like getting their stuff and having fun, I loved it. And I kept saying to them, isn't this great? Isn't this great? And they're like, it's so great.
They had a DJ playing music. They had some of the cheer squad from University of Central Florida, correct?
Was it?
I think that's who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they had their mascot out there, and there's video of Michele Perna dancing with the mascot.
She danced with the big blinkies.
Yes.
The guy that had the lights all over him, the stilt walker.
Yeah, the stilt walker with all the lights, which he's got a really cool costume that he wears. And,
yeah, he does.
I'm assuming he's part of that cheer team from the college.
Maybe, or who knows?
But he came through with the drum line, because they had a drum line.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Really good. So it was a great event. So thank you to Stadium Club for having us out. We really enjoyed ourselves. The girls enjoyed themselves, so thank you for allowing them to come with us.
So fun.
And we hope we'll be able to attend it next year.
Oh my gosh, I hope they do this party every year because it's a great party.
Now, I will say this is the only football we're going to talk about on this podcast.
Okay,
this week.
That's all we're going to talk about.
That's all the football talk. Okay, let's move on. So the main reason the girls came to town was the Main Street Mouse is celebrating our 15th anniversary this weekend. We celebrated it.
Yeah, so it wasn't the date of the 15th anniversary. We're just kind of like wanted to find a time this year.
Yes.
And we chose September because it seemed, give us a little bit of time, give people a little bit of time, but not too much time. Like a lot of times when we announce like a meetup or a meetup weekend, it is way, way, way in advance. And this was maybe like 2 months.
Yeah, because this one was a lot more low key. Usually the meetup is a full day of in the park and doing all this stuff. And we decided that we kind of want to do something a little lower key. We didn't really want to have all the pressure of that. We wanted people to come out, enjoy, socialize, talk to friends. So we had like a luncheon at Raglan Road.
Yes.
Which we sold that room out. We had 50 tickets and we had 50 people.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
This is really great. Like one of those things that every time we have these events, I always worry about people showing up because you just never know. And we filled that room.
We did.
And I was so grateful for that because, every once in a while, it's good to know that the work that you do and the work that you put in actually matters to people.
Right.
And to me, like, that is like one of the most rewarding things about the Main Street Mouse is being able to reach out to other people and have them, in some ways reach back.
Right.
And people have made like friends through the years
They
from the
have
Main Street Mouse.
good friends.
Yeah, people come in, they know each other, and it's great.
And I think what was really cool about this event, and we've been doing this 15 years. We have a large following, which we are very thankful for across all our social medias, across our website and such. But it was cool because usually when we do these events, we get our regulars who come to every event.
Yeah.
There's a core group who's there pretty much at every event. Give or take one or two people. Some people can't make make it for whatever reason. But
we got some diehards, and we
Sure.
appreciate you.
But then the best part about this one is we had a lot of followers who have followed us for years who actually made the trip and came down here during our meetup.
Yes.
So we got to meet people we've known names, but we've
Yeah.
never met the person or seen the faces. To go
Or
with the
people
name.
that we didn't even know that
Right.
came to town for this. And in the one of the most rewarding things is when people come up to me and say, "I've been following you since you lived in Michigan."
Oh yeah, I remember that one lady you were talking to.
Yeah,
She's
and
read the book. She's followed us since we still lived in Michigan.
that is the coolest thing because sometimes I feel like I'm not sure, where our audience reaches. Is it still our old school? Is it new people? Is it
Right.
whatever? And it really is a mixed bag. But seeing new people come and say that they followed us for years and years and years I thought it was really cool.
It's overwhelming at times, emotionally, to think that these people have,
Is.
because yes, we've dedicated 15 years of our lives to this business, but that people have taken the time out of their personal lives to dedicate time to follow us and read what we write and just be there as a part of the Main Street Mouse family. Because it's a big family. I know you say community a lot, and a community is a family. So to me, that's what it really has become.
It is. And honestly, truth be told, I worry because social media doesn't show people posts like they used to, and like our Facebook group isn't as active as it used to be because people don't see it.
No.
So it made me worry a little bit, like, are we losing our community because of Facebook?
Right.
And when people actually show up, you know that the need for it and the want for it is still there.
Still there. And I've always heard the expression that if you have 100 core followers who promote and help you push what you're doing, your business will always succeed.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. I mean, the hundreds of thousands is great, but when you have even a smaller amount that's going to, cheer you on and all that stuff, it's just really a blessing. And, Scott and I were looking around that room and we're just grateful. That's all. Just grateful.
It almost, and we really didn't have a plan for the event.
No plan.
So we tried to kind of come up, but I was overwhelmed. I couldn't really talk because I didn't know what to say because I just felt overwhelmed with just the outpouring of support. It was just, it took me back a little bit. Not because we never take this for granted. We never take anything for granted. So when I see all these people filling this room and they come to us and they've never met us or they've met us before and they want to get a picture or it's just, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling that comes over you.
It is. And it's funny because like I didn't know what to say when I was up there either. And then there was still music going on in the other room that wasn't supposed to be playing. So we're like trying to talk. I couldn't hear your microphone very well. And people across the room are like going, can't hear you. And it's like, so that was just a little hiccup. But they did shut the music off eventually.
Yes.
And then we played a trivia game. Like Chuck put together this awesome trivia game.
Some great questions, some stuff I didn't even know.
I know.
As the Disney fans we are, but that just goes to show you how much information is in Disney that it's impossible for one person to know everything.
Yeah, I don't think anybody got 100%.
No, they didn't. Nobody aced it.
No, but yes, he threw in some easy ones. But then he threw in some hard ones, and then when he announced the harder ones, he's like, "No Googling."
Yeah, no Googling, no Chat GPT,
Yeah,
no
none
asking,
of that.
no phone a friend.
No, you had to figure it out on your own, and we gave away a lot of prizes at this one, which was fun to do. It's like Christmas. I love giving stuff away. And Raglan Road gave away a $100 gift card, which was very generous of them. And Raglan has been, we've been a media partner with Raglan Road for years.
Yes.
And we keep going back to them, and they keep wanting us to come back for our special events because it just works. It's a good working relationship, and servers were great to our people, and it ended up working out really, really well. And then at the end, we did raffles and more prizes.
More prizes.
Oh, I have to mention one thing. So one of our longtime Main Streeters, Stephanie, she came and she made earrings for me and Michele and Paula.
Right, because she has her own store.
Yeah, she has her own little earring shop, which she told me I inspired her to start.
Oh,
so
I didn't realize that.
She did.
Oh,
Thank
awesome.
you, Stephanie. So
and I know she listens to the show.
She does. Hi, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. So she came and she brought presents. She brought Paula Michael Myers earrings, which was hysterical
Because if anybody knows, Paula loves Michael Myers.
yeah, and she's terrified. But she wore the earrings to Horror Nights last night, by the way. And then she made Michele a U of M pair with the blue and the sparkles and football. And she took the time to find a picture of our dog Jack, and she made me Jack earrings.
Wooden Jack earrings.
Wooden Jack earrings. And it's the cutest picture of his little face. And
is.
as soon as I saw it, I lost it. I mean, you want to talk about like an ugly cry.
Well, because you weren't prepared for that.
No, because she said, I have something for you. And I'm like, oh, and when I saw Jack on the earrings, it was just one of those things. So I just kind of wanted to give her a shout out because that was the sweetest, most thoughtful, really got to my heart. So thank you for that. And the girls loved theirs as well. So anyway, I just wanted to give her a mention. So
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that was very, very nice of her to do that. Very thoughtful.
very thoughtful. And see, when things like this happen, it does help give us the push to go on. And I even said that on Saturday to everybody that there's been times that I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm ready to pack it up and go back to Michigan because some days it's just hard and some days it doesn't feel rewarding.
Right.
And it was just so, I guess in a nutshell, Raglan was a really good reminder of why we do what we do.
Yes, definitely. Definitely, because everybody there was there because of what we do.
And and it's funny because so towards the end we're playing trivia, and then we did the raffle prizes, and I look around and I'm like, this room is getting dark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we had another part of our event because we were going to go down to the House of Blues on their patio and
For a
just hang out there and
scavenger
do a
hunt.
Scavenger hunt, and it was getting dark, and it was nowhere near the time it should be getting dark.
Nope, because Florida weather is so unpredictable, and the weather app sucks, so don't even bother.
Yeah.
So it's getting dark, and we know we're standing inside Raglan. It's over with. We're looking out the windows, and we're watching it pour.
Pour. And not a drizzle. Pour.
No, and then I was gonna go online and tell people maybe the scavenger hunt was canceled, but then I thought, okay, there could be some people there, and there were.
There was people who didn't make it to
Who
Raglan.
didn't make it, so I'm glad. And it's so funny because we all walked covering our heads in different way. I took a Disney shopping bag and I put it on my head. Paula took a gift bag and put it on her head. Michele had a box on her head. Some people brought umbrellas and such, but we hiked it. And when it rains, it feels like the walk from A to B is eternal.
It's eternal. It felt like we were walking 12 miles or just down the way. It wasn't that far.
It's pouring. I got a bag on my head. I remember peeking out kind of by Paradiso, and then we kept walking, and I'm like, we got to be almost there. And I look up, and we're only by the Disney style store, and I'm just like, why? And
halfway.
I looked at Michele Perna, and I was like, oh my gosh, we picked the furthest restaurant. Oh wait, it doesn't get any further than that because you run into Cirque du Soleil.
No, next time it has to be Raglan Road and then Morimoto.
Yeah, something close.
Gideon's, just someplace really close there where you don't have to go
Gideon's.
that far. And the weather, the way to solve the weather, if instead of using the app, I'll tell you the weather every day for Florida. It's either going to rain or it's going to be sunny or it's going to be both. That's the forecast for Florida forever.
Well, and plus right now, because we're in hurricane season, it rains like every day.
Every day. Might be for 2 minutes, might be for 2 hours, could be all day. You never know what it's going to be like until it starts and then once it finishes.
And you know what's funny about that? Wait, bookmark that because we're going to talk about rain about last night too. Okay, so we get there, and there's actually people on the porch. And then I was worried originally. They have all those iron tables out, and
yes.
And the tables were all empty because it's raining.
Because that area is not covered.
No, so we had to go up on the bar by the porch, and lo and behold, there was enough room for our group there. I mean, there wasn't a lot of air.
No.
Because we were stuffy up on that porch, but
we had enough room though.
We stood there, we talked, we had cocktails.
They had a band.
Eventually it did stop raining.
Yep.
And then we walked over. I was like, as people were starting to wean off, there was our core group left, and I was begging to go someplace inside because I was done with the rain. I was done with the humidity.
And we were hungry because we didn't get to really eat.
We didn't eat.
Yeah, we had a couple snacks, but we didn't really have lunch or dinner. And it was getting to be, 9:30?
It was late.
It was late.
And I remember, I looked at Chuck, and I was like, can we please go someplace that's where I can, sit down and it's not humid? And the humidity Saturday was like walking through soup. It was just so humid. But we went to Splitsville, and we were in there for a while. Our food took forever to get, so forever. And we ended up, the girls wanted to walk down to World of Disney after that and get a couple of souvenirs before they closed. And we didn't get home till after midnight. So, I mean, getting to the Springs around 2 and getting home after midnight was a long day for us.
Very long day.
I was tired.
But then the next day, we had, so another thing was that being that we had so many friends coming to town for the meetup and so many of our staffers, and then the girls also, we decided, hey, why don't we all go to Halloween Horror Nights while everybody's here?
Yeah, we had like a whole plan.
So we had 9 people at HHN. Some of them had never been. Some were afraid. I think 5 of us were not scared.
Well, no, 3 of us were terrified.
4 of you.
So 3 of us were really scared. Karen was moderate scared.
Moderate scared.
She lets everything roll off her.
She really does.
And she's like nervous, but she's cute, cool as a cucumber. She does not.
You don't know she's nervous.
No, I kept saying, "You okay?" Yeah. You know, how was that? It was okay. She's like, she just, if she was terrified, you'd never know because she plays it off so well. And then the rest of us are like, you know, oh my gosh. Like it's intimidating for people that, like you said, A, have never been, or B, who went a long time ago and weren't sure how they felt about it, like Jackie.
Right.
Sarah had never been.
Sarah had never been. She's been to haunted house, but I don't think anything to the level. Universal's Halloween Horror Nights is the premier attraction for Halloween in the country. So for somebody to go from maybe going to the local little haunted scare zones
or the little trailers
or
haunted hayride.
Going there is a huge difference because there's elaborate sets built and makeup and good costuming and all this. So it was going to be a fun night. And we figured it out when we got in line. So I won't tell you what house we went in first. I know it's been posted on social media. I think it was Chuck that announced it. But we get in line for the first house, and we're sitting there going, okay, what order are we going to go in? So what we did was we staggered the line. So we had not scared, scared, not scared, scared. The 9. So because there was 5 of us not scared and 4 that were. So we kind of alternated every other person. So that way the scared person would have somebody in front of them that wasn't scared.
And in back.
And back, so they could they'd hold onto the shoulders or hold onto the hands and get kind of pulled through and kind of also give you left, right, left, duck.
Oh my God, the one haunted house, we were all hanging on to each other, and I forget who did it. We started doing like the dun, 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 dun.
That was when we went into the third house, I think it was.
We were conga lining into the houses. But actually, the system worked out great because those of us who are chickens had like support. Right. And so every time I go to horror nights, and I have Paula is my emotional support person. And Michele didn't realize that I'm pretty much on Paula's back the whole time. She was dying.
Oh, you could have been piggyback riding her back through the whole thing.
Oh, I know. It was so funny. And it's because and the funny part is she's used to it. So I grab her shoulders and she's shorter than me. So I can look down or up. And you know what I mean? I have that option. Yeah. So I put my head on her shoulder, but then when I want to look up, I just put my chin on her shoulder.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But her face is right quickly there. And Paula has her curly hair.
Yeah.
And I could hide behind the curls. It was we have a system. Let's just say we have a system. And Michele she was laughing so hard. She goes, I can't believe you guys.
And Michele was bringing up the rear. She was the caboose.
Oh my gosh, and she loved it. She's dancing back there, and you hear her laughing. And, I was worried. So I've been, but I was worried about Jackie a little bit because this was something for her. And Sarah never had gone. But let me disclaimer it about Sarah. She smiles about everything. I've never seen this gal mad, sad. I mean, I call her my ray of sunshine because she just is.
And as a teacher, I said to her, so now you get to go back to school and you can tell the kids what you did.
What you did, and now
she said, yeah, that gives me street cred. That's what she told me.
Street cred. So, so we get there and to the left when you walk in there was 4 or 5 houses in that area.
I think it was 5 in that immediate area there. Basically where Rip Ride Rocket was.
Yeah, underneath it, kind of. Yep. And they, I think they piled more houses in that area because they couldn't put it in the back corner where they usually
There
do
might have
because
been
they're
6.
construction.
Yeah, there might have been 6 back there actually.
Because it was odd, like they had signage, like point
Mhm.
this way for this one, for that one. So it seemed like they crammed more in that space
Yeah.
because they didn't have as much space up
Right, they
front of the
couldn't
park.
spread it out as much.
Right.
Like Jason was somewhere else. The horse or the cowboy one was in another area. I can't remember what was all over, but we kind of stayed in the area because of weather.
Yeah, because it was raining. So speaking of crappy Florida weather, like we looked at the radar, and it said, okay, it's supposed to stop raining in 50 minutes, and this is like a 50-minute line. I think it was the second one, and we get out, and it's pouring worse.
Still and still another 50 minutes to an hour or whatever.
Yeah, and then
was.
it upped
Yeah.
it. It kept upping it. So we stayed in an area, but what I wanted to talk about when I bookmarked about the rain. So last year when we went to HHN, we went on the outer bands of Hurricane Milton, I believe.
Right.
So it rained and it didn't let up. So when we come out and we look at the rain and I look at Paula and I'm like, not again, because we were so soaked. And it's funny how you just have to make a decision sometimes in Florida because I'm looking at them and I'm like, they paid money to be here. I'm not going to complain. So when we went on to the next house, we just walked in our clothes, no coverage, just walked, water running down our faces, and it is what it is.
Walk a little faster. but
Walk
yours
a
will
little
walk-
faster.
Yeah,
But you know what I'm
that's it.
saying?
Yeah.
Like you have decisions, and some people brought umbrellas and ponchos, where our little group did not. But we were like,
I didn't want to carry a bag. I mean, that's
no,
honestly
and
what it
we
comes
should
down
know
to.
better. But we just kind of let's just keep going.
I think next year before we go, we're going to go to the dollar store and we're going to buy a bunch of those dollar ponchos. We're just going to throw them in little bags or pack pockets or whatever. And if it gets bad, pull it out, put it on. And if it doesn't get bad, keep it for next time. But at least I know you probably need something a little bit better. I'm not sure how dry
Just
those
need
would keep
something
you.
to cover your clothes at
Yeah.
least, because the bad part of it is when you let your skin and your clothes get soaked down to the skin, you're soaking wet, and then you go into a house that's air conditioned,
Because it has to be air
and
actors.
it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
So why don't we tell them what the first house, because we went through 4 houses. Why don't you tell them what house we went into first?
Terrifier.
And which house did you say there is no way on this planet you would ever step in foot in?
Terrifier.
And what did you think of Terrifier?
Wasn't as bad as I thought.
There you go.
But okay, so I feel like I cheated a little bit, only and not purposeful. So because I have this nerve illness and I take medicine to calm my nerves, the scare actors didn't bother me as much because I don't have that pain from nerves.
Because your medicine keeps your nerves kind of lower.
It stops them from like short circuiting. So I didn't have that problem. And a lot of times for years, like when I would get scared, my limbs would hurt and nobody could understand. I'm like, it hurts down to the tips of my fingers. But now that I take this nerve medication, it didn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Paula is the master of, okay, left, right, left, telling me which way that the thingies are going to pop out.
Right.
But this time, I actually looked up for a lot of it.
Well, yeah, because in the past you've gone through houses, you didn't see any of the house.
See any of
You
it.
saw the doorway we walked in,
Yep.
and then you saw outside once we were done.
Yep.
That was all you saw, and you heard everything.
I heard what was going on. And I think a lot of times it's the noises that make it worse.
Oh, yeah, because that's like...
I was like, And you know what's gross? They have a lot of sloshy, squishy
Oh, yeah.
noises of like guts or,
Especially that
sawing and so I really hate clowns, obviously. But at one point, like we walk through this area and Art the Clown is behind this little like it almost looked like a window.
Yeah, it was kind of a window.
Like a big window.
Yeah.
And I look back and Michele Perna is dancing and Art starts dancing with her.
Yeah.
And it diffused my situation.
Right.
Yeah, there was some grossness and it smelled in that house. But when I got out, the feeling of utter elation that I did it, because I seriously, yesterday afternoon, I sat on the couch with a pit in my stomach and I kept thinking to myself, I don't really want to go.
You didn't even want to see Art in the park.
No. and that part we didn't get to see because it was raining. But I had feelings yesterday that if I stayed home, I'd be fine. But I couldn't do that to everybody, so I went. And I'm so glad that I went. But we got out, and me and Sarah and Jackie and Karen, we all like did a check-in. You okay? You okay? And we all were like so proud of ourselves. And it sounds so stupid, but like Jackie was saying, we're facing fears that we normally would not do.
True.
And I couldn't, truth be told, I couldn't read Sarah for nothing because she smiles all the time. She smiled when she was nervous. She smiled in the house. She smiled after the house. So it's like she's always that way.
So I was the not scared person in front of Sarah. So Sarah had her arms on my shoulders, or her hands on my shoulders. We're walking through, and she was holding on, but there were times you were in front of me. So there were times you would kind of move a little bit faster. So I'd be moving. I'm like, come on, Sarah, we got to go faster. And so we catch up, and then we got out of the house, and Sarah, I turned around and said, are you okay? And she goes, I didn't close my eyes ever. I saw everything, and
I didn't even blink.
She didn't even blink. She just kept right. No, she was so excited that she got through the house and saw everything that she could see. Well, because you miss stuff regardless. You can't see it all.
Of course.
But she was so excited that she got to actually see what the house was all about. And I think this one set the tone for the night because that's the house that everybody's been the most fearful of. Insidious was last year. This year it was Terrifier. Even though everybody says the Jason house is scarier, everybody still
longer.
And longer. Everybody said Art the Clown because he's just unpredictable. You don't know what Art is
And
gonna
there's
do.
guts and yuck everywhere.
Guts and yuck and the blood path and the dry path, and it was just there's all types of different scenarios in this house that you've never encountered before. So a lot of people had no idea what was coming, and just that all 9 of us who went through the house liked the house, and we thought it was really cool and it was fun. It wasn't as scary as you would think it is. It was a fun house to me.
It was, and I feel like I have to like put my foot in my mouth on this podcast and mine and everywhere else because I've been telling people for 2 months I'm not going in the Terrifier house. You can't make me go, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you told me, you said there is absolutely.
And I was like, I'm going to be mad if you guys make me go.
And you even told the girls that over text, and they were both like, you'll be fine. I remember even Sean, I talked to Sean at something some time ago, and he goes, she's going to go. She'll be fine. Sean is like, she can do it.
Well, Sean is the one who kind of like, so Sean has this tone about him with a very calm voice.
Yes.
To where he's a diffuser, like he diffuses the situation.
Right.
But, so Terrifier was great, and then it's raining, and then we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. And we went into this, like...
Graves of Flesh.
Graves of Flesh. Now, I don't really like the whole zombie thing.
And
it scares me.
And this house is, you're basically stepping into your grave. Because when you walk in the first room, you look up, you see a tombstone up there, and it's looking...
It looks like a hole.
It looks like... But it's like a 16-foot hole, and not just a 6-foot deep hole. You're looking up there, and your tombstone's way up there, and you just see dirt lining the walls.
But you know, I didn't get the rest of the house. Now, I closed my eyes a lot in that house because a lot of jump scares. And it's so funny because as we're getting closer to the door, Sean was like, I'm like, well, because he had did it before. And I'm like, well, how bad is it? Oh, it's fine. It's a good time. And then he said, it's a lot of, what did he say? A lot of value for your time.
Yes.
I said, what does that even mean?
And it was only a 35-minute wait for that house, which wasn't bad at all.
Yeah. And he's like, and he's grinning at me. I'm like, and as we're getting in the door, I said, are there a lot of jump scares? He goes, well, yeah, possibly. And he just couldn't give me a definite answer.
He wouldn't tell you till you got in there.
No. So, and all these things with these big teeth and extra eyes. And I didn't know zombies grew teeth and extra eyes, but whatever. And you know, I don't remember much of the house except for a lot of jump scares. And then when we get out, he goes, okay, truth be told, that was scarier than I remember.
Yeah, I think a lot of the scare actors were animals that you might encounter. Because you got to remember, you're being shrunk down. You know, that's why you're not as big. So maybe some of those animals are supposed to be small, like bugs or whatever.
I don't know, but...
I've seen them enlarged with big old teeth. And
so just sidebar.
Yeah.
That house, because my memory's not great anyway, but... I don't remember much about the house. Do you remember a specific scene from that house?
I remember there was a scene towards the end where it was like this guy who was like brighter, he seemed like, and he was kind of on a stage almost. You were still underground, but he was like kind of like the ringleader of the whole thing.
Like the
Towards
head
the end,
zombie.
kind of like the head. I don't even know if he was a zombie or if he was just. I'm not even sure what he was, to be honest with you.
How do I
mean,
not know that?
But I know some of the things were supposed to be like other people who were buried in the dirt and they had come back. So
Oh, is that what
they
that
got
is?
zombie stuff. But this guy at the end who was like on a pedestal or on a stage above us a little bit, and he was dancing and he was doing all kinds of stuff there. He was kind of like the ringleader, getting all these animals and stuff to come at you.
Alrighty. Well, I missed him. Too
So
bad for that. And if we were to go back to HHN, I would not go back in that house because
it's a
um
lot.
it was too many jump scares, and like I want to be able to lift my head and actually look.
Well, then we can't go on Friday the 13th.
Probably not. I mean, so if it's jump scare after jump scare after jump scare, to me, not just because I'm afraid, but it kind of ruins it because, like, when you get past one jump scare, you want to look around and see your surroundings. You don't
Right.
want to keep like bouncing back and forth.
Because you're worried about the next one.
No, and what was the third one?
So the next one we went into, which was one of the houses I was looking forward to the most, which was the White Sick from the.
That's what the other one.
WWE.
I wasn't scared in that one.
No, that one. If you're a WWE fan, you will absolutely love this house because there's a lot of nods in the house to different things in wrestling. And it's a tribute to Bray Wyatt, the entire house, who passed away a few years back. But I thought the house was fantastic as a WWE fan, and knowing a lot of the references in the house made it a lot easier to walk through the house.
See, now for me, I watched wrestling years and years and years ago, only at parties.
Right.
And I watch it now, only at parties. I'm back to there where
We're
we're at.
hosting the parties.
Yeah, I have no choice. But and I'm going to be my honest opinion, as somebody who is not a super wrestling fan,
Right.
I was like, meh. I mean, the characters like came out and whatever, but I didn't catch a storyline or anything because I didn't understand. And I'm wondering if that seems to be the house this year. Either you love it or hate it.
I've
Either
heard
you
about-
understand it or you
yeah,
don't. There's no people like some people go in any house,
Right, and I've heard that same thing when it comes to the Fallout house.
which
You
we
either-
didn't. I don't know, where was that house?
I don't even know where that one was. I'm guessing it might
No.
have been over by Men in Black, but I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe.
But you either, if you never watched the Fallout series, if you never played the
You
video
wouldn't
game,
know.
you'd have no clue. And I talked to one of our friends, Ashley, when we were at Destination D23, and she had been, and she said she watched Fallout and she absolutely loved the house. So she, again, the reference, but she went through the WWE house and she had no idea because she's not a wrestling fan.
Right.
So it's a house that's basically what your fandom. Now, some people, like you said, will just go through it because it's a house and they just want to see what the house has. But then there's people who are truly fans, like Five Nights at Freddy's, which we didn't get to do because the line was just too long.
Well, no, and then some of the houses went out for weather,
Yes, because there
weather
was the rain was
delay.
so bad they went on a delay.
and the houses were flooding.
Yeah, there was water coming in some of the areas, so they had to. And a lot of that, there's so many lights, there's so many electronics, there's speakers and things like that throughout the house. So they really have to be careful with the weather because it could really hurt not only the guests but also the actors. And
Oh,
and
of
the
course,
team
of
members who
course.
are in there working the houses. Which the team members are fantastic. The scare actors, so much fun. They're so good at what they do. They really do enjoy it. So we did that third house. Chuck and Karen had to leave because they were.
They had to
Karen-
get up early in the
yeah,
morning.
Karen had to go back to work today, so they had to leave early to get her back to work. So now we were down to 7. Then there was 7. And kind of the consensus was, well, it's raining. It's not really going to stop anytime soon. What should we do? And some people were leaning towards let's leave. Some people were like, I don't
Sean
wanna
left.
go. Sean ended up leaving, again, because he had to work. But he had already been once. He has a frequent fear pass, so he can go back anytime. It's not like he
Right.
lost anything if he left early or whatever.
And it really wasn't early. It was like after
Yeah,
11.
it was after 11.
But we walked out of the store and I looked up and I'm like, there's really no clouds over us.
No, it was passing.
And I was a little irritated because you know how I go into tour guide mode?
Yes.
I couldn't see any reason or any rationale with those people who paid to get into that park to go in one area of the park and leave. And it was the front of the park, so they never walked to anything else.
Right.
So I didn't want that to happen, so we kind of asked, like, kind of take a vote. Do you want to loop the park?
Right.
And then we started walking, and yet the scare zones weren't really up.
No, the first scare zone there by the Bourne show,
Yeah.
there was no actors working in that area whatsoever when we walked through, but it was still sprinkling a little bit at that point.
Yeah, and then we headed back towards the Murder Cat area.
Yeah, the Crooked Lane, the Cat Lady or Crooked Lane, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, and we wanted to see the pumpkins that were up in the tree, and
Awesome.
those were so cool. I wish we could do a tree. Can you imagine? That's a lot of pumpkins.
That's
by the
a
way.
lot of. Yeah, I know. I thought as I was walking through, I was going. So they actually have people that have to get up in these trees and hook all those in
Hook
there.
all those
to make
up.
it all work.
Can you imagine?
And then at the end of that scare zone, there's a house that's built at the end of the house, which I'd never seen a house in a scare zone like that before. And that's where the witch would be brewing her potion that the kids drink to become the cats.
Right. And there was no crazy cats in there.
But we decided to sit down on the wall right there and just take a little bit of a break. And scare actors were walking past us, and I know one of them scared you because you were trying to do a selfie or something, and he came up and did something that startled you a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, he like jumped at me because I didn't see him coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started as the rain started to subside, you started to see people walking around again. Maybe not as many as usual, but by the time we got to the other side of the park, that last scare zone, there were people walking around.
Yes.
But it was like after 1:00. But anyhow, so we walked around, and the girls wanted to go on Gringotts and in Diagon Alley.
Yes.
They had the best time. Sarah had never been on it.
No, that's right.
So it was just like it wasn't busy, so like it was just the 6 of us in the cart.
Yeah, and it was walk on to the ride. I mean, you got to go through the queue. You got to go through the pre-show stuff.
It was just walk on.
But it was walk on. We never.
And it was cold in there
was
because our
so
skin
cold.
was okay. So it's nice on a hot day, but our skin was soaked.
Clothing was wet.
Clothing was wet, and I literally was second guessing everything when we were standing in there at the line. I'm like, I am so cold. It was painful.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we got on the line and we got on the ride and went through the line, it was fine. And it was worth it just to see, the girls all have such a good time.
Oh, yeah. Michele Perno absolutely loves that show or that attraction. She got off. She goes,
that's my new
that's my
favorite.
favorite one. Cedar Point's got nothing on there. Right?
Cedar Point. Yeah. But, and then we kept walking again. We went to the tribute store, which sucks.
Yeah, it's not as good as it's been in the past. And I don't know. I'm guessing it has something to do with the construction of Rip Ride Rocket.
Yes, because that building is close to where they're tearing stuff down.
Right.
And I don't think they're tearing that building down.
But maybe because there's so much construction going on in the area, they don't want
could
to
be
take a
using the
chance.
store for
Because you used to
anything.
come out the back of that store.
That's right.
And that's where the walls are. And that's also where the scare actors used to come out for that
Mhm.
scare zone right in front of that.
Yeah,
tribute
so
store.
none of that area was used. There was no house back there. There's the tribute store. So the tribute store is in the store where the mummy is.
Right, at the exit of the Mummy ride, that store you walk through there, that's where the tribute
Like
store
the
is. Sure.
arcade
And
is
the arcade.
is gone, and it's a store. But there's no flow to it, really.
No,
I was super disappointed because usually the tribute store is an attraction in itself.
it is.
And this year, just not so much.
Yeah, each room of the tribute store is usually based on a house or a scare zone as you walk through it. So you might see like
Each
here's
room,
Jason's
yeah.
area, here's Fallout's area, here's Five Nights at Freddy's area.
Yeah,
And this, it was kind of hodgepodge.
it just wasn't good. But I guess we have to try to give them a break because they have this huge construction coming up, and
They do.
but after that we walked through the end of that scare zone, and then we had one more house.
We
on the
wanted to
way
do
out.
one more house, and it was El Artista. La Artista. I
Yeah,
can't
it was
remember.
this. It was the
Spanish
Spanish
hunting.
like folklore type of hunting house.
Absolutely the best house I've ever seen.
So when you walk in here, you guys, so you walk in the soundstage, and it looks like a big like rock formed mansion, like a real house that you would see like from the 1800s, like a old spooky movie.
Yeah.
And it really, it's not just like cardboard or whatever. It's an
No.
actual house.
The detail, just from they have like flower planters. They have like birds holding lantern. I mean, there was so much. You couldn't possibly see it all. There was so much to see on that house. On
Right.
the outside. That's just on the outside. Then you walk through the front door, and you're instantly into like the hallway of the house, and you see the artist, the man who the whole house is based on, standing right there doing his art, and then the first scare happens.
Oh my God. So that first scare. Poor Jackie.
Oh, that guy got her.
It was a tall guy like on stilts, and he
Yeah.
kind of bent over, and he got like right in her face,
She turned right into his.
and she jumped so far to the right away from him that her body almost bent in half, and she went, "Ah!" And oh my God. And Paul and I are both at the same time. And mind you, I'm a big chicken too, but
Right.
that actor got her.
Got her good.
And we're going, poor Jackie, poor Jackie. And when we got out, we're like, are you okay? Because then somebody else got her along the way. But the visuals in that house, and there's, like flying demon gargoyles and like real gardens and real rooms and it's like, honestly, that was my favorite of the night.
It's not a super scary house. It's got scares. There's no doubt
Of
about
course
it.
they have to jump out at you.
And they're would I say it's the scariest house I've ever been in? No, I wouldn't say it.
No.
But it's also not the lamest house.
It's not a wimpy house.
It's not a wimpy house.
It just has a lot of detail, and I like it that they give you a little time between scare actors to appreciate what you're walking through.
Because sometimes you go through these houses so fast. I know last year the Ghostbusters one, because there was so much detail in the Ghostbusters house, you couldn't see it all.
And they were moving you fast.
And they were. This house, I thought, had so much. I wished I could go through there in the daytime without actors and just look at the architecture of this house.
I would love to actually walk through it with like you said, no actors, just to appreciate how incredible this build is. You could make a movie.
You really could. They could turn this into a short or something like that because phenomenal. And I know Universal builds sets for movies, and I know they know how to do this, but you wouldn't realize that it's basically a facade, but it doesn't look like a facade. It looks like a full house that somebody could live in, honestly.
It looks like a real house because you walk up on a porch.
Yes.
And I don't know. If you're going to go to HHN, I highly recommend that house. It was a good time, and it was impressive.
It was very impressive. And that was the last house we did of the evening, and by then it was after 1, I believe.
Yes, and we stopped for a voodoo donut, and we went home.
And then we went home.
And we chit-chatted, and we didn't go to bed till after 3.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I'm dragging so bad today, because we just have been busy since Thursday and haven't stopped. But all in all, I had a wonderful weekend. I'm exhausted, but it was worth it. Absolutely worth it. I had such a good time. I missed the girls already. But yeah, thank you guys for following along all weekend, and for those that came out. And thank you for, our friends who came to town to spend time with us, like HHN with us. And it was a good time. I'm really grateful.
So I'm going to ask a question, though.
What?
About HHN.
What's that?
So if we're able to go back, because there's 6 houses we have not seen. And we haven't really got to see the scare zones in their full. Is there a house that we did last night of the 4 that you would easily want to do again?
The last one, the Spanish house.
The El Artista, or however you say
Wherever it is, yeah. We're probably batching it.
Yeah, but that one,
Yep.
definitely. Because that's the one I would actually, if I could, I would do that a couple times.
Just to see.
Because I want to be able to see as much of it as I possibly can. Because I think it deserves multiple visits to the house to see how great it is.
It's pretty cool.
I think it should win House of the Year as far as the way it's been done.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go back through that one. Never again on that stupid zombie graveyard one, because it was frustrating because
It was a lot of scares. And you saw a lot of the scare actors. And if you've ever been in the house, you realize that sometimes a scare actor has 2 points of scare. So they might have this first one they jump out at, but then they have another one around the corner that they get you
and they
again.
get you again. And I noticed there was a lot of that in the houses. But yeah, it was a great time. I'm so glad I went. I'm so glad we went with the people we went with. Everybody had a really great time. So yeah, thank you guys. It was fun.
And I could see this being a yearly thing now, to go with a group of
I
friends
would
every
love
year.
that.
Because I think it would be a lot of fun to go with a whole big group like that every year. So, okay, so let me really quickly, I'm just going to run through. We have a couple media events coming up I just want to mention to you guys. So on September 14th, we have Morimoto celebrating their 10th anniversary at Disney Springs. So we're going to have a media event for that. So watch our social media that day. And then on September 17th, just a couple days later, we have Space 220 media event. Is that for a new menu and celebrate how long they've been around? Or
Yeah, they opened Disney's 50th, yeah.
So so
World 50.
So they invited us out to come there. So on the 14th and 17th, watch your social media. We're going to have a lot of social media posts coming out for Morimoto and Space 220. So be watching for that. Just going to run through the news real quick. Not a ton of news stories. If there's anything you want to talk a little bit about as we go through them, just stop me. Again, all these are hyperlinked in the show notes. First thing that came out after last week's show, our Mickey Mouse mummy animatronic from Lowe's. I know we talked a little bit about this, but we hadn't put out the video yet. But we put it out last week after the show. And
go watch the video. That's all I can say.
It's a 3-minute
video.
It's a 3-minute video. Go check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. Can't find it on the site, but it's a fun little video. It's a cool animatronic. So thank you to Lowe's for sending us that.
So fun.
So fun. Then we put out a sneak peek of the 2025 holiday merchandise line that's coming to Disney.
Yay.
Michele's already done with Halloween.
I love Christmas.
New Halloween Disneyland Brooks shoes for race weekend that were Halloween inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Those are coming out. Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom's closure date was announced.
Oh, yeah.
Finally. So we know when that's going to happen now. Do you remember the date offhand?
I don't have the show notes.
And all I have is the link to the article. So
That's okay. Just read the article. It's there.
Yeah. Just check out the article. You can find out when it is. Dancing with Stars revealed their full cast for their next season.
Mm-hmm.
We put out. So Disney did this with the parks and such to show like how they were built and stuff. Well, Universal with Peacock is doing something very similar. They're doing a behind the scenes of like how they built their parks and how they came up with all that stuff. So that's coming out end of September on Peacock. You can check that out. Gap and Disney with the Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas clothing collection came out for Halloween. So Gap is going to be carrying that. Dining with a Purpose. Disney Springs Restaurant is raising money for pediatric cancer awareness, and that is Pizza Ponte.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite pizza places.
You love that
I
place.
love Pizza Ponte. It's probably one of my favorite pizza places, but they're actually raising money for cancer awareness. So definitely, if you're in the area, please stop in there, buy a slice. I think they have a special dessert that's going to be contributing the money to charity. Spells Up Wizards Beyond Waverly Place Season 2 trailer was dropped, so we have that out there. More Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party merchandise, the new Spirit jersey and ears dropped. So we have those photos on our social media and on our website. Universal Orlando's Volcano Bay Nights was announced. It's going to be on every Friday through Halloween. So check that out. Let's see where I'm at. Universal Orlando Resorts announced fall events at their different hotels and such. So there's a schedule of events. You can check that out in the article. The Jonas Brothers Christmas movie that's going to be on Disney Plus was they put out their first trailer about that. You can check that out. Universal Orlando won 5 2025 Golden Ticket Awards for their Epic Universe.
Nice.
Epic Universe and Volcano Bay. So Volcano Bay won for Best Water Park, and then the rest Epic Universe. The Dark Universe is Land won for like most original land. The Frankenstein Monsters Unchained road won for one of the best rides.
Stardust Racers.
Stardust Racers won an award. Can't remember what the other one is offhand. But they won 5, so congratulations to them for winning those. That's a great feat, and that's a great park. It really is. And another thing came out about Imagineers talking about the dreams that inspired the different castles.
Castles, yeah.
Disney, so you can check that out, and there's a video with that. Vampirina, Teenage Vampire, the trailer and poster dropped for that today, so we had that out. Jennifer Hudson and Bam Bam joined Grace for the World concert in the Vatican City. So there's a big concert that's coming to raise money, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Hudson's headlining it. I saw Jelly Roll as part of it.
Get out.
Which is kind of crazy to think Jelly Roll is going to be. I mean, just looking at Jelly Roll, you would never picture him being part of the whole Disney thing. But I think the guy's great. I love Jelly Roll.
Oh, yeah. He's actually very multifaceted. So.
He is. He's a great entertainer. Really is. Has a great story also, if you've never read about it. And then another story we dropped right before we came in here. Disney and Hasbro have teamed up for a new Play-Doh collaboration.
It's pretty cool.
It is really cool to see Mickey Mouse like Play-Doh sets and Minnie Mouse Play-Doh set. And so, yeah, definitely check that out. And definitely probably look for some good Christmas gifts there. And I believe it's all on Amazon, or it's going to be on Amazon and then retailers shortly thereafter. So we were going to talk a little bit. A couple weeks ago, we talked to you guys. We had a discussion we were going to talk about, and we never got to it because we just had too much to talk about that day. So we were going to talk about it last week, and then last week we had Destination D23 to catch you guys up on. So we're going to talk about it this week. And the discussion, the topic is, why do people outside the Disney community think that adults who love Disney are weird?
Yeah. You know, I wish we would have done this topic when I was more awake. But
I think this is a topic we could discuss multiple weeks.
I think so. Maybe we'll just start it this week. Yeah, so I never realized until like recently that people find like Disney goers weird. I mean, whether you are an adult or you have kids or you keep going after your kids are grown, whatever, that they find it weird that, adults walk around with mouse ears and wear clothes that you would never wear to the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like dress more out there,
Right.
character stuff.
Mhm.
The different bags and just you could make a Halloween costume out of Disney adult.
You really can.
And a lot of people who have maybe never been to the parks
Yes.
don't get it. And most of the time, it's people that have never been.
Right.
People that have gone kind of get it a little better.
Or maybe they've gone, but they went so many years ago and they didn't have any way to understand what they were seeing.
No, and I think the phenomenon actually has gotten more so in recent years because a lot of us Disney kids are grown.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, hey, that's a really good point. I surprised myself. Okay, so those of us that have grown up on Disney and classic Disney,
Right.
we're talking like the classics.
Right.
All those things are near and dear to our hearts.
Mhm.
And the parks have been open since before we were born.
Right.
And so it is something that you grew up on. I mean, Walt Disney started doing things on TV and movies and such way before we were born.
Right.
So I think you have the Gen Xers and the Millennials and the Zennials are like we kind of like just want to enjoy what we always have.
Right.
And that's our childhood. And I think a lot of times when because life is very hard these days for so many people, it's escapism.
Yeah.
The only problem is, I'm going to get deeper. You ready?
Ready.
So, escapism, yes. And we've been doing that for years, yes. The parks have changed.
Yes.
The company has changed.
Majorly.
The movies and TV shows have changed. Like the Disney purists might not like what's going on now or might not be excited about movies that are dropping now or shows that are dropping now, but still go to the parks because that is where it's at. I mean, like you still have, your classic attractions. You have your castle. You can go have Mickey pretzels. You can do all those things. The only problem with that is because of technology, there isn't any more of leaving the real world at the gates.
Correct. You've talked about that.
Yes, the
many times.
gates are wide open, and there's too much to still look at. Because look at Disney wants you on your phone all the time. Check MDE, buy their expensive extra crap.
Use it in the stores to do self checkouts.
Yeah, everything is
mobile order.
Yeah, which I don't really mind mobile order or self checkout. That does save some time, but it saddens me to see so many people on their phones now. Which years ago, we could go and have a good time and be a big kid in the park and leave it there.
I think a good way to kind of go with this though is so when you were younger and you came to Disney with your mom and dad.
Yeah.
And your dad had the approach of that's the mouse park. It's too crowded. It's too hot. It's too many people. All the negative stuff. He didn't get it.
No.
However, when we moved here and we took him to Magic Kingdom and we explained what certain things meant in the park,
he loved it.
He loved it. He started looking at the queue lines for like pirates. He till this day
thought the pirates queue was like off the charts great.
He did. And he's been so I don't think he views Disney the way he did when you were younger. Because now he's seeing it in a different light.
But he hasn't been in a park in years.
Yes.
So
quite a while.
Things are always changing and evolving. But I think a lot of the hate and judgment comes from people who haven't been.
Right.
Or I was there when I was 6. Okay, well you don't really remember. And it annoys me. It annoys me because there are fandoms for everything. Go to a Comic-Con. Look how many now for me as a Disney adult per se, no judgment and I'm not hating. Okay.
You've changed your views on this over the years.
No, I'm going to say something that might sound bad.
Okay.
But I don't mean it bad. I do not understand anime characters and people that dress like them and start talking to each other like they are the character. Like for me, that's weird. But I don't understand it. I don't watch anime. So that's my point.
Right.
Like, you go to these Comic Cons and you see people with these fandoms, and to me, I think they take it too far because some of it is just kind of really dorky. But then you have those. Maybe people look at us the same way.
I think they do. I think every fandom has those people who look at him and go,
The super
"What a
fans.
dork."
Yeah,
You know?
dorky stuff.
But so Star Wars is one of the biggest fandoms.
Right.
Marvel, huge fandom. Star Trek, humongous.
Oh my
fandom for
goodness,
that.
yeah.
Doctor Who, Harry
Who?
Potter.
Sorry.
You know Doctor Who. Who?
Who?
No, there's all these different fandoms built on these different IPs.
Yes.
Different things.
Yes.
And usually, if you're not into that fandom, you might not totally get it. You might look at those people and go, "Why? They're so weird." But look right back at us and go, "Well, you wear mouse ears and walk around a park eating a churro." So what makes I dress like this character I really like. What's the difference in somebody dressing up like a Minnie Mouse dress and putting on mouse ears and walking around the park?
That's true. And here's where I think the disconnect is. People think Disney is just for children.
It's not.
And it's not. And if you would actually go, there's a lot of things that you see more adults than kids running around sometimes. And it's because people like going on rides. They like to see shows. A lot of us locals, we got nothing to do in the evening. We can go see fireworks if we want.
Right.
And look at, like, they're making it more adult friendly with some of the things that they do.
Right.
You know, like the Pirate Lounge just opened.
Mm-hmm.
You have Oga's over, at the studios. You have different places for adults to stop and have a beverage, and all the parks. And so it's not just for kids. And I think a lot of people don't understand that.
No, I think one fandom to think about right now, because when you said Olga's, it sparked something in my brain. So Star Wars has been around since 1977.
Uh-huh.
As a child, I grew up loving Star Wars.
You did.
Many of my friends loved Star Wars growing up. My dad took me to see my first Star Wars movie. My
Right.
dad got that into me. But you go to Hollywood studios and you can live that fantasy world as a child that you saw on the big screen.
Okay, let me ask you this. Full honesty, all right? You as a Star Wars fan, when you found out that they were going to build Galaxy's Edge, I know that you were conflicted because you said they have to get it right because Star Wars fans are very particular.
Yep.
So nowadays, when you walk through that area as a pure Star Wars fan,
Mm-hmm.
is it something that still excites you, or do you look at it as what's next? Ooh, hot seat.
Here's my issue with it.
Okay.
So first, to answer your question, I walk through there now to this day. When I first walked through it the first time, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I've just
Because of the
stepped in.
Falcon, too.
The Falcon is absolutely amazing because every kid who played with Star Wars toys as a kid, that was the ultimate toy to have, was the Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
And you walk in there and you see the Falcon is in real life size.
Mhm.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
So that's how I was for a long time. I'd walk back there and it's just you're so immersed into the Star Wars galaxy, and it's fantastic the way they built it. My issue with it, I grew up with the old Star Wars. I grew up with Vader being the bad guy. I grew up with Luke being the good guy. I grew up with Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Now the kids are growing up with Kylo Ren,
Kylo Ray,
Finn. You got all these guys, and they're okay characters, but those are the ones that are in Galaxy's Edge. You have Boba now, or you have Mando in there as part of it. But I would love it to see Darth Vader back there. Because if you think about when the launch bay opened, what was the biggest meet and greet back there? It was when you could meet Darth Vader.
And it was a special one. You had to have the Visa
You had
card.
to have the special Visa card to be able to go meet Darth Vader. But if you got to go meet Darth Vader, that was awesome. Chewbacca was another huge one to meet.
Oh, yeah.
Because Chewbacca was around from the beginning with all the fans. And I think I get where Disney was. They wanted to keep the storyline going with what was in the movies and on Disney Plus, and I fully understand that. And this is where I came in with the Star Cruiser. If it would have been based on the old Star Wars, I think it would have been much more successful.
Yeah, because as far as money goes, it's the adults that grew up on classic Star Wars that would be booking the trip to go on the Star Cruiser.
I don't want to see the First Order. I want to see Stormtroopers.
Right.
I don't want to see Kylo Whiny Ren
Oh, here we
out
go.
there with his jacked up helmet.
Stop.
I want to see Vader, who had the power of the Force and could do whatever he wanted.
And he was
to do.
big and scary.
And he was big, he was scary, and I think I think in one of the Time magazine or People magazine, he's still listed as one of the top villains of all time in
All
cinema.
time.
And if you think about Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Leatherface, some of these other guys who are considered in the top of scariest characters, the fact that Darth Vader is still one of those says a lot for how that character was created.
I wish that they could. I'm going to agree with you.
Mhm.
There's something to be said for the classics.
Right.
And even these days, and I mean, let's look at our boys.
Mhm.
Now, Aiden doesn't give a rip about Star Wars, but Andrew did.
And Andrew grew up with me teaching him my Star Wars.
Right. So he's young,
Mhm.
and he even would rather see Vader. What I'm saying is that kids these days, a lot of them, even though it was before their time, classic characters like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and all that, kids these days still know who they are.
Right.
It's still relevant.
Yep.
So I just wonder if they would ever considering adding or doing a flip.
Oh.
Even if it was a temporary flip, like get rid of these new ones and put the classics and see how it goes. I would love to see them test that out to see how people receive it.
I think it would amaze them, honestly. And if they change like the banners, the First Order banners, you flipped into the Stormtrooper banners. You know, you flipped it to the Empire, not the First Order. I think it would flip it, and you would get, you know how many of the people like me would flock to the park to be there the day that opened for the chance, and the popcorn bucket, and the sipper cup, and all the stuff that would go along with it, and the shirts, and everything that the merchandise that would come in, because as great as Galaxy's Edge is, and it is a fantastic area that they built, but why do I go back there now? I've seen it. It's the same.
You really don't care about going back.
No, when Mando debuted, I want to go see Mando. Even though he's newer,
And a baby.
he's still part of the bounty hunter Mandalorians that I loved as a kid. So that was the closest. And I know when Boba Fett, the story of Boba Fett was on Disney Plus, they brought that version of Boba Fett into the parks. But that's not the version I know from Empire Strikes Back. You know, that's different armor, different storyline, different everything. So I know Disney wants to keep the storylines intact with what's going on in the movies, but I don't know. I just think there's something about when you hit the launch bay, you use the old stuff.
Yes.
You let us see the old stuff then. Why, when you built Galaxy's Edge, did that stop to focus on the newer stuff?
Yeah, I'm going to agree there. And there's always ways they can incorporate it to make a twist, you know, because you have Rise of the Resistance, which is obviously newer, but Kylo is Darth Vader's grandson.
Right.
So it's one of those things that you can always tie something back to make it work. So I think that they could, if they wanted to.
Yeah, they could do something with that. Just I don't think it would take a lot of changes. Imagine
No.
you get to that one part, and instead of seeing Kylo there, it's Vader.
Yeah.
You know, you see Moff Tarkin, who was the bad guy in the very first movie, the leader of everything. That it'd be awesome to see him, his virtual version of him in there. I think it'd be great. But yeah, as a fandom though, I know Star Wars gets a lot of people look at Star Wars fan and they don't get the Star Wars fandom.
No, and I know for me, please don't be mad, but I always thought Star Wars was cool as a kid. But when I saw how like insane and huge the fandom was, I thought it was weird.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't my thing. So my whole point is by bringing up, I know we went on a tangent, but
No.
my whole point was that if you want to follow or fully understand a certain, you know, fandom, on the outside looking in, of course you can say that's weird, that's dumb, why do they do that? These are grown people. And I think that's why Disney adults get crap, because just like with Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, you know, those kind of things get ripped on. So why would Disney be any different?
Here's my feeling on all this, and take it for what you want to agree or disagree. I think for most people, the fandoms always come from when you were a child.
I'd say.
Fandom starts as a child.
Yeah.
And going back to your childhood takes you back to a place where you didn't have real life concerns.
Absolutely.
So it was an escapism.
Absolutely.
It's a way to, and that's what Walt built Walt Disney World as. I don't want you to see the outside world. I want you to come in here and just immerse yourself in Walt Disney World for whatever time you're there.
And be with your family.
With your family.
And leave it all behind.
And don't worry about if you think you're going to look stupid wearing these mouse ears down the main
Right.
or getting your picture taken, getting excited to see Mickey Mouse, or getting excited to see Big Al walk out of the Country Bear Jamboree. I think that a lot of us, even to this day, in our mind, because of all the real life bad and strategy or things we have to deal with every day, it's a way to escape that. And as a kid, for me, not having any money, growing up pretty poor in not a great area of Michigan, me going into the Star Wars stuff or Marvel comics, I could dive into that world, and to me, it became in my head a better place than where I was living at the time because it just seemed cool. Spaceships, flying, superpowers, all this stuff that you have from either Marvel or Star Wars. And even as an adult, you look back and go, wow, I wish I was as strong as the Hulk, or I wish I was as fast as this, or because people do that, and that's why they cosplay. That's why they want to be those characters because they want to become it. And the 501st is a huge charity organization that raises millions of dollars for charity every year. They raise lots of money. But these are cosplayers who are dressing because they love Star Wars so much, and they spend so much time in the intricate details of those costumes that they're movie ready. They're movie quality.
I understand that.
Yeah, so I think people need to start instead of not understanding it and just making fun of the fandoms, either try to understand it or try to relate it, because I think everybody has a fandom, and sports could be a fandom. You could be a huge football fan.
Oh my God, yeah.
And that's a fandom.
And
But-
some people, okay, here's the thing. You can take any fandom, quote unquote, too far if you really
Yes,
want to.
you can.
But the whole point of what is too far and what's not to different people are going to mean different things.
Right.
And I've been on all sides of it. And my whole point is that if you really want to go to Disney, go. If you want to go to Universal to make you happy, go to Universal. You want to go to a Comic-Con and, have a good time and, check out from reality a little bit, do it. And my reasoning for that is real life these days is so hard and almost unbearable sometimes. The amount of stress, the amount of worry, the amount of hurdles to overcome. And if you can check out for a little bit, do it.
It's good for your mental state.
It really is. Everybody needs a mental break once in a while. And it doesn't mean going to a theme park. It can be anything.
Right.
But I think that's the whole point. So in conclusion, before people rip it apart, maybe look at what their fandoms were. Because everybody has something that they love very much,
Right.
or something that reminds them of childhood, or something that just brings back good family memories. And it could be something simple, like for me, what we were talking about last week. Now, this isn't a park or anything, but the Tapestry of Dreams parade.
Right.
For me, like that, it's not like I saw it a ton of times, but it means something to me because of who I was with, my son.
Right.
So that's kind of I geeked out when I saw,
Oh yeah,
the
you
puppets.
sent me the picture right
I
away.
was like, eek, yes. But if it brings you a little bit of happy, I think that as long as you're not hurting anybody,
That's it.
maybe reserve judgment, because we all need a break these days.
Yep. My whole thing with my dad brought me to Walt Disney World, my first time, and it means something to me because when I go there, I remember the time with my dad.
Yes.
And my dad took me to Star Wars, and I remember Star Wars with my dad. So it was a happier time for me. Now that he's gone, I really miss him. But that's a way I can kind of bring it back into my head of something we did.
You have a good memory with him.
Exactly.
So point is, before you judge and say people are weirdos, stop and look into it a little deeper, because we all have things that we love, and we all have things that we would love to escape from. So
Just stop judging people.
Well, there's that.
I mean, honestly, what if they're not harming you in any possible way, and what they're doing doesn't affect you in any way? Let them have their fun.
Yeah, quit. Just stop it. It's fine.
Anyway, so hope we didn't go too deep on that, but it's something we've been talking about, wanting to bring up on the show here.
Yeah.
And just I'm gonna put this out here now too. If any of you have an idea for a discussion you would like us to discuss,
Bring it.
Send it into us, Scott@themainstreetmouse.com or Michele@themainstreetmouse.com. Send it over. We will figure it out, and if we think we can talk about it well, we will.
Yeah.
For sure.
And usually I can talk about just about anything. So go ahead and send it.
Yeah, send it over. This week, we don't have a question for Michele. Like I said, we've been busy, and I honestly am behind on my emails. So
You're behind on everything
I'm
right
so
now.
behind on everything right now, but I will get caught up eventually, and we'll get back to having a question for Michele each week. If you have a question you'd like me to ask Michele here on the air, you can email me, scott@themainstreetmouse.com, and I'll ask her. Again, she never knows what the question is until I'm actually saying it to her here live, and we don't edit the show, so she would hear it right from me. Also, last Thursday, Michele recorded her Daydream Believing podcast super late. It was after we got back from Stadium Club. Her and the girls recorded a podcast.
We did.
It turned out really well. So make sure you go check that out. It came out last Thursday. Daydream Believing Podcast .com or just
daydreambelieving.com, and it'll bring up all the different ways to listen to it.
Yes. And if you ever have a show idea, a comment, or a suggestion to Michele, you can email her, Michele@themainstreetmouse.com. Just remember Michele with 1 L, not 2. Run through our... Before I do sponsors, anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm good.
So,
I'm tired.
Yeah, I know I'm tired too. Sorry. We did go over an hour, though, so I'm impressed with
I'm
that.
shocked.
Yeah, so am I. Just want to mention our sponsors, who we are so thankful for each and every time. Our first one, MEI Mouse Fan Travel. They've been our official travel partner for many years now. They will help you plan the perfect vacation trip. Whatever you need to do, just go to any of their banners on our website, click on it, fill out a small form there, some basic information, and one of their travel advisors will get back to you, and they will help you plan the trip. And guess what? Their services are free for you. Free, 100% free. Who doesn't like free stuff? I like free stuff.
I like free stuff.
I love free stuff. Our official transportation partner, the Genie Transportation Services, is your transportation anywhere here in the Central Florida area. So if you arrive at MCO and you need a ride to Walt Disney World, or you need a ride to Universal, or out to the cruise line at Port Canaveral, they can help you with that. So you just want to go to thegenieorlando.com. Let them know you heard about them from the Main Street Mouse, so they know that you're one of our followers, and then they will take care of you, and they will provide the best service for you the whole way. Last and not least, our official stroller scooter partner, Kingdom Strollers. They will help you with your rentals. They deliver and they pick up from wherever you're staying here in the Central Florida area. You can go to their website, kingdomstrollers.com. Again, let them know you heard about them on the Main Street Mouse. That way they know where they're getting the traffic from, or getting the customers from, and we appreciate that so much, because by supporting any of our sponsors, you guys are supporting the Main Street Mouse, and that we are so thankful for. So I'm done talking. I'm tired. I think I'm going to go to bed, so I'm going to let Michele close out the show.
Okay, and don't forget about lostprincessapparel.com. Lots of cute Disney stuff for the parks and at home. And we have some solids, and we have all kinds of things. So lostprincessapparel.com. And if you are not in the market to shop, please tell your friends about it, because supporting small businesses is a bigger deal than you realize, and it means so much. So on that note, I wish you all a wonderful, fantastic, magical week ahead, and we will see you real soon.
Our trip around the Magic Kingdom is almost complete. I can't thank you enough for spending part of your day with me. And I hope you've enjoyed your journey as much as I've appreciated being a part of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please gather your belongings. Watch your head and step as you exit, and take small children by the hand.
On behalf of our entire flight crew, thanks for soaring with us.
Now I will raise the safety bar, and a ghost will follow you home.
Some imagination, huh?